Have you ever tried creating a form or survey in Excel and needed users to select a value based on the previous choices? It's not always easy to make sure that the data is entered correctly. That's where dependent drop-down lists comes in. These lists allows the options available in one drop-down to change dynamically based on the selections in another. It is a very powerful feature that keeps our data consistent and easy to manage. Hi everyone, I am Devanshi from Know-How Academy and I welcomes you all to our Excel video. Today, we are going to learn how to create and use dependent drop-down lists in Excel. By the end of this video, you will be able to set up lists where your choices depends on the previous selections, saving your time and ensuring data accuracy. Let's dive in. Here's what we'll cover in our today's video. Number 1. We'll know what is dependent drop-down lists. Then, we'll set up our data for dependent drop-down lists. Third, we'll look into step-by-step guidance to create a dependent drop-down. Then, we'll learn how to manage the lists for easy use. And at the end, we'll learn how to troubleshoot common issues with dependent drop-down lists. Now, the question arises, what is dependent drop-down list? A dependent drop-down list is a feature where the available choices in one drop-down menu are determined by the selection made in previous drop-down. This is useful when you want to narrow down the options based on a category. For example, if you want to choose a country, you might want to choose the city as well relevant to that country. That's where the drop-down list comes into picture. Imagine you are creating a list of products that are categorized by their types. If you select fruits, then the second drop-down will show fruits like apples, oranges, etc. Now that we know that what are dependent drop-down lists, let's set up some example data. We'll use categories like product type and specific product type, fruits, vegetables and flowers. For that, first open a workbook, then name fruits, vegetables and flowers. Now list some fruits, say suppose apple, oranges, lychees, then pineapple, grapes and so on, whatever you prefer to write. Then tomato, potato, onions, cucumber. In flowers, we'll take the example of roses, lilies, orchids, sunflowers and lotus. Now we'll also create product type and specific product. Here's what our data might look like. Now that we have our data, let's create a dependent drop-down list. Follow these simple steps. Before we begin, there is one prerequisite we need to cover, that is name ranges. A name range allows us to define specific sets of data that can be referred throughout the workbook. So, let's start by creating name ranges for our categories. For that, to create a name range for each category, select the data, press Ctrl, then select the data. Then go into the formulas, name manager and define name. First we'll define fruits. Then in refer to, we'll select the column from A2 to A6 and we'll save. Now we'll do the same for vegetables and flowers. We go to refer to, select B2 to B5 and save. Same for the flowers. Refer to, then C2 to C6 and save. Now that we have created our name ranges for each category, let's see what happens when we do this. After creating these name ranges, you can click on the name box and you'll see the Excel now recognizes the name as we assign. See? For flowers, it is showing us flowers. For fruits, it is showing us fruits. This is how Excel knows which data to refer for the dependent dropdown. Now, let's create the first dropdown, that is product type. We'll click on the product type, we'll go to data tab, then we'll go to data validation. In allows, we'll create a list, and for source, we'll select our column names, fruits, vegetables and flowers. Apply. When you can see that there is one drill down option here. You can see vegetables, you can see fruits and you can see flowers. Now for our second drop down, click on the specific product, then go to data validation. We'll create list. Now in this case, I'm not going to select something, but I'll use the function indirect equals, and we'll select this and I'll save it. You can see that when I click on fruits, in this column, it is showing me all the fruits that we have selected. You can see that we have used the formula indirect. This formula will dynamically refer the name range based on the selections in our cell. For example, when we choose fruits, it is showing us the drill down of fruits and we can select whatever fruit we want to choose. And that's how you create a dependent drop-down list. By defining named ranges and using the indirect functions, the second drop-down will change dynamically based on the first selection. Give it a try with your own data. This is a super useful feature for keeping your spreadsheets organized and ensuring data consistency. Now, how to manage the lists for easy use? To make sure everything runs smoothly, you should maintain your list and categories in a clean and organized way. It is very important to keep your data consistent. For example, make sure your named ranges are correct and that you update them if your product category changes. For example, I add one more product category, that is currency. In currency, I have added dollars, rupees, dirhams, etc. So, in that, first I need to create one more name range, that is currency. In refer to, I have to select the currency values. Then in product type, I have to go and edit. In source, I have to select it again. Otherwise, it won't show in our. And now you can see it is showing us currencies as well. So it is very important for us to update our data if we change anything. Now, how to troubleshoot common issues with dependent drop-down lists? Sometimes dependent drop-down lists may not work as expected. Here are a few common issues and their fixes. Say suppose the second drop-down list is empty. This usually happens if the name range doesn't match the first drop-down selection exactly. Double check your named range matches the value in the first drop-down. Secondly, the formula doesn't work. Ensure you are using the correct syntax, especially You are writing indirect in caps, not in running cases. Then there can be spelling errors. Make sure the name of the name ranges and the entries in the first drop-down match exactly. Excel is a case sensitive. So now, in this video, we have covered the concept of dependent drop-down lists, how to set up example data, and walk through the steps to create these dynamic lists in Excel. We have also talked about how to manage and troubleshoot our lists. Before we finish, let me know what would you use dependent drop-down lists for. Are there any categories or lists you'd like me help setting up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining me in today's Excel session. If you found this video helpful, please follow Know How Academy for more tips and tutorials. And as always, leave your questions in the comments below.